Saturday morning. Yes, it's February the 19th, Saturday, 2022, 20 centuries. Welcome to Supernatural Saturdays meditation. Today's going to be on attuning to love with a group called the Ascended that come quite often, comparatively speaking, to others to share their wisdom and knowledge and information and inspiration with us. And today's all about attuning yourself to a vibration of love. And we're going to get into it fairly quickly today. But first, we want you to understand a consideration that you may need to bear in mind. That first consideration is simply, oh, good morning, Drusilla. Hello, Heather. Hello, Marianne. Hi, Betsy. Good morning, Fee. Hello, Allison. Vertical. Wonderful. Give everybody a chance to come in today. It's a beautiful day. Remember, if you're new to the channel, remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you know when we come live. This idea of love, let us discuss for a very brief period this idea of love. Many of you have been taught to think, feel, and believe that the experience of love can only occur in your relation to something outside of yourself. And so many of you find yourself running in the world, desperately trying to find love in the world. And we're here to clarify that you may find an experience of love with others, that is true. But the most important place to find that experience of love is within yourself. And one of the difficulties that many people face in discovering love within themselves is that their minds have been filled with nonsense. And what do we mean by nonsense? Ideas and information that have no relationship to the vibrational nature of what you are calling or seeking as love. Love is not a collection of thoughts. Love is an experience of being that can be articulated into thoughts, but there are very few thoughts that some of you have that represent love. Most of you have acquired your definition of what you believe love to be as something that is something you acquire from outside of you, or as a taste, or as a sense, or as a pleasure. We want to clarify that you can find many delightful things in this world that you may say, I love this and I love that. That is true. But the vibrational state of being in love is not something that is acquired from outside of you, but can be demonstrated by others outside of you. But it is ultimately within you as you are a state of love. In your natural state of awareness, you are love. In your natural state of awareness. Now, what do we mean by your natural state of awareness? That natural state of awareness is where your mind is not cluttered with contradictory information and ideas about who and what you are and what this world truly is. Again, many of you have sought to find your understanding and definition of love as something you acquire in this world. Today, we wish to simply demonstrate to you that this vibration exists as you are within yourself. Within yourself, not within the confines of your thoughts. Let's be clear. The confines of your thoughts is mostly that which you've been given by the world. The thoughts, the beliefs, the ideas that you have mostly are given to you by this world. You did not choose them. They were given to you. Even the name that you find yourself addressing yourself by to others was given to you. And if all of these things, including your name, your age, where you are from, what you do, has been given to you, you've acquired it from this world, then who are you that acquired it? And this becomes the exciting consideration. You came into this world very quiet, very still, very open, very receptive, a newborn body, a newborn babe, if you like, born into silence, coming into a world filled with preconceptions and information that you have acquired from that moment of silence, that place of stillness that you arrived at in this world. In that place of stillness, that vibrational state of love exists. And how then do we get you to that place where you are experiencing that stillness again? And we have found a very simple way of doing that, and we will join you in this very shortly. But understand, the one place that cannot be filled with the conceptions of man, nor the conceptions you have acquired in your own mind, the one place where you can find love is where everything else is not. And where is that place where everything else is not? Everything else is not in space. This place, the measured space around your body, the air that has nothing in it that you observe, you are present and you observe another object. There is this place called space where there is no thought. That space exists physically as a substance that's invisible between you and all other objects that you can perceive through your 5 physical senses. But that space also exists within your own mind, which is where it is most important to discover it. This is where love needs to be established in your mind. You cannot discover love from your thoughts or memories. You can discover the memory of sensational experiences, things that made you feel good or made you not feel good. You can discover those perhaps in your memories, but the vibrational state of your being as it is in its original state exists even now, where from the perspective of your individuality, that place where you think of yourself as a separate identity from everyone else, is the springboard from which you can begin to leap back into that space deliberately and intelligently, to begin to move into that space consciously, to feel the peace that exists within that space, between your thoughts even, between your thoughts, this space that you were born into still exists. As it does in the space between the objects around you, you can look at that lamp, or you can look at that bottle, or you can look at that fork or knife, and you can see it there, and there's a space between you and it. And in that space, there's nothing, you simply see the fork. But what is the vibrational state of the space between you and that fork, or that cup, or that bottle, or that chair, or that door, or that window? What is the feeling of that space between you and that? There is nothing there but space. There is no thought in that space. There is no object in this space, but there is stillness in that space. There is stillness in that space. And it is stillness that you came into this world being. You are a being of great stillness and observational capability. Once you are able to make that discernment between your thoughts and the space between them and who you are, once you can begin to invite yourself to explore the space you are perceiving between objects, you begin to move away from definition of self by what you observe as objects in time and space, or words, phrases, ideas, and memories in your mind. That these words, phrases, and ideas and memories in your mind are not the essence of who and what you are. They are the basis for your personality that you utilize as the expression you label yourself to be at this time. And so we are inviting you to consider what we're saying, that the exploration of the space between your thoughts is where the freedom of your journey begins, where love exists as a vibrational state of peace in the space of your own thoughts, as equally as it exists as a space of peace between yourself and other objects. We encourage you to look at anything around you in the room that you find yourself in, and then consider what is the feeling of the space between you and the object. Never mind the object, simply pay attention to the space. If you give that space your full attention, you will begin to feel what the space is. It is not a thought. It is not a memory. It is something that is present with you right now, without definition, without distraction. Space has no distraction within it. Objects may move through space. People may come and go in your life, but the space that they move through remains undisturbed. It remains undisturbed. Now, there are some of you that may argue from a perspective of physics that when anything moves through a body, that it causes a displacement of substance, but we're not concerned about the displacement of the substance. We're more focused on what that substance is not. And that substance of space is not a thought. That substance of space is not an object. It is simply a state of stillness, of being, that we are encouraging you to explore with us, if only for a little bit. In this space between your thoughts, you will find peace. Many of you may not know this, but please understand, if you look at the space between your thoughts, you will begin to discover peace. And in that place of peace, love exists. Love exists in the space between your thoughts. It is not a definable, measurable quantity. It is an infinite, nurturing experience of being that transcends objects, time, and space. Yes, it transcends itself even. And this space embraces all that is contained within what you perceive to be the known existing universe or dimensions. Space contains and supports all things. Therefore, in this space, all knowledge, all things, all time exists in space. As the awareness, you have formulated a mechanism whereby you have been able to measure the movement of objects in space, and thereby have created conceptions of aging, life, birth, death, good and evil, because of your observation of the movement of objects through space. You formulate concepts, philosophies, and religions around the movement of objects, but there is no formation of a religion or a philosophy or a science in space of being. There is nothingness, a nothingness, a nothingness that contains all things. Space contains all that you conceive, all thoughts you have, all memories, all future considerations. The space in your physical world contains all things, as does space in the space around your earth contain all things. But the space is the container, not the objects contained within it. And what happens then if you, as awareness, become space? What will happen for you as you contemplate the idea of being space? What if you contemplate being the space between your thoughts, to experience what is between your thoughts? Look closely at that space between the thought. You think this, and between each word is a space. And in that space is nothing. But you are aware that the space is there because you can observe it. So as the observer of that which is invisible to you, it means it is not invisible to you. It means you are part of it. So what we wish to offer you today is the opportunity to attune yourself to that vibrational consciousness of space, which contains and holds all things within itself, although it in and of itself is nothing. Yet it contains everything. Please understand. Would that not be love to you if you knew that you had everything within you, that all that is around you is within you. If you understood this, you would have no lack or want or need in the fashion that you currently understand. And our goal is very simple today: to offer you the opportunity to attune to what you are vibrationally as space, to know that you contain all spaces, places, times, objects within the space of your being. Literally gives you the understanding that you possess everything and nothing. And in this awareness, you begin to find peace from the conflicts of your mind and the distractions of this world. And even if there are distractions in the world, you can remain in the peace of the space of your mind and be undisturbed by the events of the world, and still be able to play a role in participating with them, but you be participating with the world in a very different fashion than you currently do from the perspective of your individuality, your acquired thoughts and beliefs that limit you to those thoughts and beliefs. The experience of being space liberates you from thought. It liberates you from sadness. It liberates you from trauma. It gives you an awareness of being that can be aware of all these things, but not lost and subjugated to any of them. You move into a place of being where you can transcend conditions of your life very differently, simply by making a shift in your awareness. And so we invite you to consider 3 steps, 3 very simple and easy steps. The very, very first step is this: that you be willing to breathe and give your body permission to relax. This is the first step. And we encourage you then to give attention to your thoughts and give your thoughts, your mind, permission to be still. And lastly, to move your awareness simply into the space around your physical body, to just simply be the space. And the only function you need to have while being in space is simply to remain as the space. That, yes, your mind will try to analyze objects, but we encourage you to simply release the attempt to analyze the objects in space around your body, and simply to allow yourself to be and feel the space. As you focus your attention on doing these 3 things, simply 3 things: breathing and giving your body permission to relax, breathing and giving your mind permission to be still and quiet, and to move your awareness into the space around the body, or even the space between your thoughts. For if you find that peace in your own mind, you will not be troubled so easily by thoughts, again, most of which are not even yours, but you contain them in the space of your being. But you can simply move into the space of your being and be liberated from the objects of thought. Please understand this. We try to keep it as simple as we possibly can. So there are these 3 steps. So let us do this together. Let us go into this space together. Let us assist each other in returning to the space of our being, where there is no disturbance or distraction, but a place of observational awareness that allows you to see from a very different place of awareness than the one attached to your thoughts or your fears or your memories or your future concerns. To liberate yourself from them for even a short time will begin the process of reattuning you to a vibration of love, which is peace. Love and peace are very synonymous. And you will understand this by the state of your being when you move into this place, this space of peace. You move your awareness into this space around your body and between your thoughts. So let us do this now together. Let us breathe slowly. Let us breathe deeply. Let us move our awareness into a place where we are giving the body permission to relax. Let us do this. Breathe deeply now. Breathe deeply now. And when you exhale, give your body permission to be still. Give your body permission to be still with each breath. Each breath you take is an instrument giving your body permission to be still. Give permission to the body to be still with your breath. Feel the vibration you experience as you allow the muscles, the organs, the nerves, the glands to be still with your breath. Just breathe deeply. And as you exhale, allow that body to go deeper. Allow it to become quieter, calmer. Give it your permission to relax. Very gently, just repeat to it, relax, be still, be open and receptive. Just communicate that thought as you breathe. I give you permission to be calm, quiet, open and receptive. And each breath, allowing that physical body to go deeper into that state. And now turn your attention to the thoughts in your mind and breathe deeply again. And this time, as you exhale, give your mind permission to be still, quiet and peaceful. As you exhale, you can release the thoughts from your body. You can release the memories from your mind. You can release the emotions with your breath. For some of you, there may be greater resistance from the mind than the body. That is okay. Just simply repeat the process of breath, giving the mind permission to become quiet, calm, peaceful, and still. You may use those words or allow our words to work on your behalf. Each breath, giving your mind permission to be quiet, calm, peaceful, open, and receptive to your awareness. Now giving both mind and body permission to go deeper with your breath. Now become aware of the space around the body. Just allow yourself to expand your awareness to become the space around the body. If any sounds or smells capture the attention of your ears or nose, simply breathe and give them permission to be still, to be quiet. The sounds will not disturb you. You'll just remain present and aware of them. Paying attention to this space. If you have thoughts being active in your mind, look for the space between your thoughts. Move your awareness into the space between your thoughts. And keep your awareness in the space around the body. Each breath you take, give your mind and body further permission to be quieter, calmer, and more peaceful. Stay very present, be very permissive in allowing the mind, allowing the body to grow quiet, calm, and peaceful. You may use those words to the mind, for your mind understands these words. Quiet, calm, peaceful. Repeat that thought to the mind gently, not forcefully, gently, and the mind will become quieter, calmer, and more peaceful. Make certain that the way you think the thoughts or speak the words reflect those words: quiet, calm, and peaceful. Teaching your mind to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. The simple act of repeating these words will direct your mind to become quieter, calmer, and peaceful. And as the peace begins to become more apparent to your awareness, allow yourself to feel the space, feel the quietness of the mind to whatever degree you have allowed it. Allow yourself to experience that sensation of stillness of space and the space between thoughts. Anytime your mind or body get active in any way, shape, or form, simply breathe. And as you exhale, give the body and mind permission to go quieter, calmer, and even more peaceful. Through your awareness of peace, the vibration of love, of well-being, of goodness can become experienced by your body and your mind, and you can become aware of how you, as being aware of this condition, how you can be aware of the stillness of the body, the reduced activity of thought, and how that makes you perceive your experience of awareness. Using each breath deliberately to release further thoughts or analysis, you can use your breath to release further thoughts or analysis. Being released from your thoughts and analysis moves you to a position that will give you the option to become a thinker, not entrapped by thoughts, but a thinker aware of being. But that we will go into at another day. Continue the process of deliberately using your breath to instruct your body and instruct your thoughts to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. And then be aware of the space around the body and the feeling of space around the body. And go even further to consider the space between your thoughts, between your past and your present. Be aware of this space. The space between one consideration and another. Pay attention to the space. Allow your body, through your breath, to fully experience this space by breathing in, because you are not simply breathing air into the body, you're breathing space into your body. You're breathing space into your mind. And it is through your attunement to the vibration of peace that a sense of well-being begins to emerge, or let us say re-emerge from this place of peace. A sense of well-being will begin to re-emerge your true nature of what you are as an awareness, unfettered, unattached to your thoughts, undistracted by the body, but fully aware and present with both, able to observe thought without disturbance, able to observe the body without distraction. In that place of stillness, the being that you are begins to become felt by you. You begin to experience yourself as the being that you came into this world as, in stillness. And in the stillness, in the space, all things are contained, all possibilities, past and present and future, can be brought into space of your awareness so that they can be created much the same way as your parents and the world filled your mind with thoughts and beliefs, and those thoughts and beliefs became your experience of the world, but they are not who you are. They're simply thoughts and beliefs. Even the name that you were given was placed in the space of your mind by your environment, and you got attached to that name put in this space, and you believe that that name is exclusively who you are. In the state of being the awareness, observing space, you move away from being defined by the world exclusively to a state of awareness that has the opportunity to formulate its own identity. In other words, when you can distinguish yourself from your thoughts, you move into the position of defining and building a new you. You can place into the space of your mind the you that you truly wish to be in this world, the one that would be most delightful and excited at its life. From the perspective of silence, you can choose deliberately what thought, what name, what acts, what things will represent do I wish to be represented as in this space of being. For those of you that have ears to hear, please hear. For those of you that have eyes to see, see. If you remain in this space long enough, you'll begin to remember and know that you are not your thoughts. You are not what the world has been telling you you are supposed to be or not to be. You move into the realm where you are now the director, the writer, the coordinator and organizer of thought, the intelligence that can choose independent of what you've been told to believe, that can recognize what thoughts serve you and what thoughts do not, what emotions need to be altered and changed, because they will alter and change when you change your thoughts. But suffice to say that for this day, simply be the space. Return your body to that stillness. Return your mind to that peace so that you can begin to remember who you are. And your true nature is love. You are love in your truest state of being. You are love. You are light. This is what you are. To remember this, you must let go of everything that you know, but it is very simple. We are grateful that you have taken the time to join with us, and we encourage you to share your experience with others here to do this. And now we will take a few short questions on this so that you may have a deeper knowing of what you have allowed yourself to experience at this time. But the actions of utilizing your breath is not an action of the body, it's an action of your soul, your awareness, asserting authority over matter. This act of breathing is a function where you choose to be independent and authoritative over the body that you have. The act of quieting your mind is an act of authority that you assert over what the world has told you to believe is you. And that authority is what you are. And that authority is what will liberate you from a troubled mind and a distracted body. The world has great distractions in it, but you do not have to be lost in them. We hope that you understand this meaning of space. That's a wonderful question from Betsy. What is the best way to practice dropping our desires for worldly things? They're laughing. They're saying, you just understood it. If you've applied this, then you would fully understand what we just said. That the very nature of letting go of your thoughts, letting go of the activities of the distractions of the body, of moving into that place of being, then this element of experiencing all other things becomes available to you. That becomes available to you. Yes. In space, you have no desire. You have choice. You always have choice. In space, you do not have choice in desire. You have choice in space, but not in desire. Question from Nancy. It is hard quieting my mind. Am I making any progress? Yes, you are, Nancy. The very nature, a very simple thing they taught me a few years ago for getting the mind to be very quiet very quickly is literally take your right index finger. This is for Nancy or anybody else who wishes to do this. Take your right index finger, place it to your lips like this, and make this sound, and watch what happens in your mind when you make this sound. And gently repeat that sound with your index finger to your lips. And then tell us what your mind becomes when you do that. Wonderful. Question from Sunny. What are we supposed to focus on once we learn how to release emotions and stay in the present moment? Our goal in the long term. Thank you. Again, the first step is to get to this place of space. Many of you want to run ahead and get to the store before you understand what it is you are wanting to buy. From the perspective of space, of being, your needs will be significantly different because your sense of awareness of what is good, what is right for the body, changes in your awareness of what you are without the preconceived notions in your mind when that mind is still and quiet. From a place of awareness, you will know what is good for that body. You begin to know what is good to have as a thought in your mind. What thought stimulates a vibration that is good? What thought stimulates a vibration that is not good? What foods stimulate a sense of well-being in the body? What foods do not? What actions stimulate excitement and upliftment in the energy of your body? From the place of this space, you have the ability to discern and become very aware and present with what is good and what is not good, what is right and what is not right. Only from that place of awareness can you make that distinction. From the place of what you already know, it will be very difficult, which is why so many on this world struggle today, because they're trying to use what they know to figure out something different than what they know, and that is impossible. It is impossible to figure out something you do not know from something you know. You must experience what you do not know to know something that you do not know. And all discovery is based on that principle. I am curious, I do not know what that is, and you pursue what you do not know, and suddenly you come to a knowing. All scientific discovery is based on the pursuit of what is not known. You pursue what you do not know to understand what you do not know. And there is evolution and progress scientifically, spiritually, emotionally. It is what you do not know that affords you the progress that you are seeking. And in that place of not knowing, you come to the understanding of what you do know. And as contradictory as that might seem to your mind, because your mind can't comprehend anything beyond itself, and we are speaking beyond your mind, but not beyond your own capability to understand what we're saying, simply being in space, being the awareness, aware of thought, aware of body. You have choice to discern what thought is good, what thought is not good, what things are good for the body. This is the purpose of restoring yourself to this place of peace, where your true nature of being exists. And it exists within you as well as around you. And our goal is very simple today, to at least enable you to touch to some degree that space of your being that is not your thoughts, that space of being that is not your body, but is very aware and present with them. But to simply be present with being aware, undistracted by thought, undistracted by the senses, simply being the space is enough to begin to assist you to break free of your unnecessary attachment to the thoughts, memories, and emotions that inhibit you from fully appreciating, honoring, and cherishing the life that you came here to honor and cherish as a being. Wow, thank you. Nancy, please leave a response to what happened when you did the index finger to your mouth. Time for one more question. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, Betsy, do the wonderful meditation from last night. Yes. Yes. Well, that's wonderful. Wonderful. I want to thank the Ascended for being present with us today. Their energy is just exquisite. When you start to encounter beings, not only in this world, but beings that exist in other realms of perception than the ones that are five physical senses. Our five physical senses afford us a very limited range of experience. But there's a realm of experience in your being that takes you into connecting to these other beings that exist as angels, as guides, as fairies, as gnomes, as these non-dimensional beings that your eyes can't see and your ears can't hear, but which you can attune your awareness to perceive, these other realms of consciousness. In about 2 weeks' time, we have our Mediumship 101 Beginners Program starting. If you want to begin to learn and evolve yourself to that place where you're able to detach yourself from thoughts, memories, and emotions, to begin to be able to connect to guides, angels, ascended masters, other beings, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up for our Mediumship 101 program, which begins in early March. So please go and do that. It will alter and change what you think you know about your world, because what you know with your eyes and ears is just a small part of a very vast spectrum of being that is available to you as an awareness. When Master Jesus talks about they have eyes but cannot see and ears but cannot hear, he's talking about people that are attached to only perceiving reality from the physical senses. That's what he means when he says that statement. You have non-physical eyes and you have non-physical ears. We call them clairs in English language. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, these four primary non-physical senses. In our mediumship program, we take you on an exploration and a discovery and an opening, a rediscovery of those non-physical senses. And yes, they can include cultivating the capability of telepathy or the other interesting skills, moving your awareness, astral traveling. When you open up these other non-physical senses, it gives you the opportunity to literally change the way you can experience your world. It literally will change the way you'll experience yourself as a being. So I encourage you very much to come join the course. Suggest your friends come and join with you, because it's pretty amazing. And we might have a few people here today that, I know we have a few people here today that have taken the courses and they can share their experiences with you. So for those of you that that are new here, please go to my website and check that out. I also want to go over what we got coming up this week. Yes, indeed. So February the 22nd of February, there's a divine entity by the name of Mercury coming in to discuss the quickening ascension. And he says it's the quickening ascension, that the process of ascension is going through a quickening, right? And again, there'll be, yes, yeah, he's just stepping in and just saying very simply, the science that you understand of catastrophism is related to this process, and we'll get into that a little later. On February the 24th, which is this Wednesday, altering your body's frequency with Lord Krishna. And I'm excited about that one because he's always very, very simple and practical. And then on February the 16th, which is next Friday, Ascension Now with Master Kuthumi. And again, Master Kuthumi was one of the few ascended masters that actually lived with us in the last 150 years. Master Kuthumi, Master Saint Germain, Madame Blavatsky, and others, ascended masters, formulated the Royal Theosophical Society as a system of beginning to disseminate the truth of the ascended masters. And I encourage you to explore their stories. And again, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out today. The 22nd is on a Tuesday. Well, if the 22nd is on a Tuesday, then I would mean the 21st. I have to check, but as far as I know, 19th, you're right. So it's February 21st, February 23rd, and February 25th. So February 21st, February 23rd, and February 25th of this week. We will have the quickening of ascension with the divine entity Mercury, altering your body's frequency to Lord Krishna, and Ascension Now with Master Kuthumi. Again, I want to thank everybody that's come out today. I want to thank your participation, and please leave in the comment section what your experience was with getting the mind and body quieter and peaceful. Again, I want to thank the Ascended for being present, but please apply this. It does not have to be, your life does not have to be a journey of struggle and suffering. It can be a journey of excitement and curiosity once you can make a distinction between who you've been taught to think you are from the world and who you actually are as a consciousness, as an awareness, as a being that can, well, function independent of what you've been taught to believe. I want to wish you all much love and joy on this beautiful Saturday, and thank you for your precious time and patience in coming and joining us here. Much love, everybody. Bye for now. I will see you on Monday.